Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trio, and we are here at Sha Tin, all part of what is an incredible international week of racing in Hong Kong with the best in the business, the form analyst to the stars in Clint Hutchison and the Hall of Fame jockey in Raymond Shane Dye. Hutch, this is magnificent.
How good is it? And the view, and we've got Raymond Shane in the same room.
It's the first time ever we've been together.
Yeah, it's great.
Wow.
Gee, you look good in real life, my friend.
Well, I have to, you're a hard act to follow, Richo.
Hey, is it good to be back in
It's
Hong
lovely.
Kong?
Actually, to be truthful, Hong Kong's home to me.
Yeah.
When I fly in, it really feels like home. People here are so nice to you. They can't do enough. It's just a beautiful city. And as you found out yesterday, Richo, when I took you for lunch or 3 o'clock snack, lobster and crab, how good was it?
Oh, it is good to be the king.
And what a night. We had a great night at Happy Valley, didn't
Yeah.
we? It was spectacular, and we got more on the weekend.
We're going to reflect on it all. We're going to look forward to what's going to be an amazing day on Sunday. But just talk about the vibe. It's interesting. It seems like because of COVID, the world's been shut down, and here in Hong Kong, internationally, everyone's got here. It's fantastic.
Well, everyone's back, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're back with a bang as well. So, there's a real positivity around the place, and it's good to see everyone, Shane, isn't it?
It's
From
really
all
nice.
over the globe as well.
But not only that, we've got a great race meeting
Yeah.
coming up with some superstar champions from Hong Kong who could have their reputation lowered a bit if they don't perform. So it's very interesting, this meeting.
And we've got some great guests joining us for this very special show. So Caspar Fownes, that's going to be fun. Of course, he's got live chances in the Group 1s as well. Jamie Richards with the defending champ in Wellington. And Vincent Ho, going to be great to chat to him building up towards Golden 60. And you add in Nicole Purton, it is going to be some sort of show. Let's touch base with all the latest news. Let's get out of the gates. Let's burst out of the gates going back to last Sunday, Shane, and you're cast your eye over Alexi Bedell and also Zach Purton with wonderful doubles.
Yeah, Zach had a couple of, the first one was anyone could have won on it, of course. It was very impressive,
Yeah, it was.
wasn't it? His trials were really good. And this is Alexi here, back, come out and got going. He's been a little bit quiet, Alexi, but it was good to see him have a double. And, of course, the other horse, I'll highlight that later. And then Zach gave the ride in the last race, a very good ride. He was off on a couple of rides on the weekend, though, Zach, I thought.
Yeah.
When I say off, just got the timing wrong
yeah,
on
just
them.
didn't quite get the luck in running with the couple.
This was very impressive. This
was
is
a
a
nice
nice
one.
horse.
Yeah,
His
very
trials
nice.
were outstanding.
Yeah. Also, we talk about others that are certainly lighting it up. And think about John's size. Mentioned Yellow Finn, I should say, and also Francis Liu.
Well, what's John behind? About 15 or 16?
Yeah, we talked
He's-
about that.
Once he gets above 20, it gets interesting. 15, he can reel in. You got to get that 20 plus in front of him. So he can still reel them in. But, of course, if Peter keeps having winners, you're not going to reel them in. This was a very good ride. I went very slow in the race, and it was a sprint home. This is Zach in the last. He had gate 1, so it was always going to be a good ride, but he gave it a good ride. He stayed on the fence and come out and quickened. I thought Blue Marlin got a very bad run in the race. He was 3-4 wide. He's a winner waiting to happen, Blue Marlin.
He'll bounce back, won't he? He'll win
Yeah,
again.
he'll be winning again before too long.
Hutchi's Honkers on Wednesday night at the IJC. The punters said to Hutch, we need a best bet. And we had to wait. You had to be patient. You had to wait to the last. You delivered with a horse by the name of Helene Feeling, given a sweet ride from James McDonald, who went forward. But this is also important. 800 wins for Danny Shaw.
Yeah, it was important. And this horse is going to be a leading contender in the Derby series as well, Richo. So, look, he's in good form. It was great to see J-Mac in winning form there the last of the night. So, we had cause to celebrate.
Going forward was the key there too.
Well, it was a leader's track.
Yeah.
You know, we all knew that. Just my first bet at the track was super
Fast Dragon?
Super Commander.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I knew it would
Right,
lead.
okay.
Right? It was the only horse all night that practically stopped.
I thought you were talking about Super Fast Dragon, who went back and back last.
No, I didn't want to back
lead.
anything that got back. I just wiped straight away. Wasn't interested. You had to be on horses in the first 3 or 4.
So always keeping an eye on that tempo and also the way the track's playing. So important
Yes.
as we have a look at the stats in regards to leading jockeys and also leading trainers at the moment. As you can see, Zach Purton there with 36 wins. He leads by 14 over Karis Teeton. Pierre Ng with 29, with Francis Liu on 19 alongside Danny Schum and Caspar Fownes, one of our special guests today on 17.
And the talk around is that Huey might be back by the end of the month as well. So
We are hearing he could be back riding track work. I'm saying even maybe late next week.
that's great.
Zach wins the premiership barring any injury. That's the only thing that can beat him. He wins easy for sure. There's no risk about that. Trainers, I'm not convinced yet.
Yeah.
A long way to go. I've seen these leads before, as you have, Clint. They get out to 10, 15, 16, and then they hit a brick wall, and all of a sudden someone comes with fresh horses. So he's done a marvellous job, and he should win from here, but I'm still not saying he's going to win from
So
here.
from a training point of view, have you identified one that we should keep an eye on?
No,
John
I think
Size is the
it's
obvious.
John Side's going to pick up. There's no risk about that. He's only 16, 15 behind. He can make that up in a month and a half, 2 months. But it's a long way to go. I don't think John's a good thing. Like I said, last year he wouldn't get beat. This year he can. But it wouldn't be a surprise if he won. But I think it's still very open, and we'll know more when we come back in a month's time.
I think Pierre will win. I really do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. He's running his horses a lot. They're holding their form. He's got enough bullets.
Yeah, he leads by 10. Our black booker is called the Sweet in Defeat File.
They're off, and Sugar missed the start by 4 lengths. Then Dublin Star, Sugar fast buck, smart leader. Oversubscribed, lunges at the post, missed. Sugar, that's a sweet win for Alfie Chan.
Well, the Sid file has had a lot of highlights. Hutch, you've been identifying future winners.
Yeah,
Well
we've
done.
had a couple that have saluted at nice odds. HKIR was one that got around there at good odds. A
$16.
couple were pretty short. Super Sunny Singh and
Denfield both.
yeah, and
odds on.
interesting what Shane brought up as well about patterns. And HKIR was one that sort of defied a pattern. And there's a few meetings lately where we've seen strong biases, and you can often find those horses that go out at a nice price that buck the trend. So we'll have a few more to join the file soon.
You just keep adding them into the file. And, of course, that will be back in January, and that file will be nice and thick. Wednesday night for the Longines International Jockey Championship. Hutchi had some business to attend to. Shane was busy betting away, so I decided to team up with Nicole Purton. She gave me a tour around magnificent Happy Valley. Welcome to Happy Valley for the Longines International Jockey Championship. I'm so excited to be here, but I need a very special tour guide. Couldn't think of anyone better. Nicole Purton, thank you for looking after me.
And welcome to my playground, Richo. It's very nice to have you here. So I think tonight what we should do, we're going to check out my lucky spot, where hopefully Zach's going to ride a few winners.
Come on, Zach.
Watching. I'm going to show you how to put on a bet for the Triple Trio and see where else the night takes us.
Damn, it's good to be me. Let's go.
So the show's called the Triple Trio, and I'm told my friend here has never actually placed a Triple Trio. So shall we get about that now?
I think I've got the first 2 legs. So what I need to do is find the first 3 across the line, 3 races in a row. Races 5, 6 and 7. I reckon I've got 5 and 6, but I'm going to lean on you for 7. So what should I put in?
My choices would have been,
Okay, sure.
sorry, Zach, but it's got to be 1,
Yeah, okay.
Splendid
1's in.
Living.
Yep.
3, 6 Generation,
3's in.
and 7 E Legend.
CE Legend, named after you. Rightio. Okay, Triple Trio's ready. Now, you got any money on you?
Oh, I knew I was invited for some reason. Ugh.
Here goes. Wish me luck. And change too. Check out that.
So, Richo, the first leg of the IJC is about to start, and this is where I love to watch races from.
Right on the finishing post, the atmosphere is electric. Let's set the scene. Your man, Zach's on number 6, but your selection is on number 2, Super Commander. That's Caspar Fownes. I'm barracking for the 12 with a Yuga Kawada for Jamie Richards.
Okay,
Come on.
let's see who does it.
Longines International Jockeys Championship about to get underway. Ready? The crowd roars. We're set for a start. They're off and racing.
I'm last.
Well, lucky that's not where the winning post is.
Leader, kicks.
It's going to get away.
Here comes Zach getting over the heels.
Oh, yours ran on.
Rachel King.
Oh, it was Rachel. So Rachel King has just taken out the first leg on oversubscribed for David Hall.
How amazing was that? So the Aussie connection, Rachel King, we spoke to her at Sha Tin and she said that her dad had a go at her and said, how dare you represent Australia because she's English? She's a bloody Aussie today. That was magnificent.
Well, she's done it for the girls, hasn't she?
She was absolutely brilliant. Hey, we get to the second leg. It's going to be all about Ryan Moore, isn't it? Caspar Fownes with M Unicorn just simply wins.
Possibly, but I'm still going to take a chance with Snow a Lot and Caspar Fownes for David Hayes.
Okay, well, I need to find something from my man, King Kawada. He needs to lift on number 10. Super move. Show us your best move.
Not ready for that yet.
M Unicorn for Ryan Moore from Sheila Joyful, Red Hair King, and he's too good, M Unicorn.
We're going to walk over towards the beer garden.
Okay.
But hang on, Nick. What are all these punters sitting here with their newspapers? They look like they've been sitting here for hours.
I feel like they've been minding these spots all afternoon, right?
You know, I'm going to dare you. See that guy over there? Go and see if you can take that seat that's already acquired.
Okay. Watch me work my magic.
Go, girl. Get in there.
Please, can I have this seat to watch the next race? My husband's Thank you so much.
Winning.
Always.
Purton getting everything out of Silver Sonic. Silver Sonic will win.
You know what? Let's get amongst the locals, Nick. I reckon for the last leg we need to be here in the beer garden. How good's the atmosphere?
Good. It's absolutely pumping down here. No, look at all these people. They're having a ball.
Final leg. Racing from the 1200 metres. Tomodachi Kokoro in front, fighting hard here, and Tomodachi Kokoro, he wins again from Kaholo Angel second.
The Longines International Jockey Championship came down to the last race, Nicole, and it was a thrilling finish, and Vincent Ho is our victor.
Yes, congratulations to Vincent. He did a wonderful job. I can't lie, I'm a little bit disappointed because Zach has run second. I'm sure he'll be pretty happy.
So an Australian jockey representing Hong Kong second and an English jockey representing Australia third in Rachel King. The smile on her face says it all, I think.
I agree with you. She looks so happy and she's done herself and England and Australia proud, and it would be nice to see her back. Hopefully she can come back next year.
And what is absolutely brilliant, the best jockeys in the world are right here at Happy Valley. The crowd was huge. The atmosphere was wonderful. And for Vincent Ho, the perfect little entree for Golden 60 on Sunday.
Yes, I agree. We're all excited to see the champ back, and I think Vincent's, he's got his warm-up, so he'll be ready for Sunday.
Bring it on. Well, I'm glad I went with Nicole and not you two. That was a lot of fun. It was a wonderful night.
How did you find the triple trio?
Well, I got some guidance from the master of it, you.
Yes.
And my first, what do we call it, roving banker or permanent banker or certain banker?
I said go double to cut costs.
Double banker?
I
Yeah.
think I said the winner, what was it called?
Yeah, you had the winner. We had the winner, but
And
then
I said put in club. It's got
Club soda.
which
M Unicorn.
You could have had actually Sure Joyful. It was another one, but the good thing about that was I gave it to you at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know how the track was racing, so
Oh.
I've got an excuse. You can rule a lot of the horses that I gave you out because they were going to get back.
Well, the beauty is I went up to the cashier and told them that I had an excuse that you'd put it on at 3:00, but they didn't pay me out anyway.
They still took
It's
it,
a
mate.
great bet. It's the best bet.
Yes.
It is the best bet.
I'm going to go again on Sunday. You've got me.
There's a jackpot Sunday.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and it's an easy TT because it'll be races 4, 5, 6, and you've got the international races as 2 of them, and they're always easy. So there'll be a big jackpot.
Might as well give it to me now.
It'll be the sprint. It'll be the staying race and the sprint. Well, the staying race, there's 2 good things.
Yeah.
So you can banker them if you want. The sprint, lucky shares.
Yeah.
The only problem is you're doing it, everyone else is doing it because it's very obvious.
Okay, so I might take him on Wellington. I might promote him ahead of Lucky Swainer.
Just don't go break making a profit.
That's exactly right. Yep. Okay, I'll do that. Talking about stars and what a brilliant star to have on our show, Vincent. Our star power guest is an absolute beauty. He had a wonderful night last night. His name is Vincent Ho, who joins us. Vincent, congratulations. What a great thrill to win the IJC.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And it was quite a surprise at the last one because I'm not sure if I've enough points to compete with the others because maybe they also have second placing or win, So, but no, it was good, of course.
Did you rub it in when you went back in and once you knew you won, did you go and tell them, hey, I'm the man?
No, I didn't. I went in quietly and no one knows who won it. Most of the jockeys was like, so who won it? 1 or 2 knew, so they said it. So, yeah.
Well, today at the breakfast, Zach Purton walked into the breakfast room with the hat that said "The King" on it, and Brenton Avdulla quickly said, "No, you needed to give that to Vincent."
He might have thought he won it because he ran second.
Yeah, maybe
close, 2 points behind.
Yeah.
But do you love competing against the best jockeys from around the world? Tell us about that experience.
Sure. Yeah, I always love to compete with the best jockeys, of course. Like Ryan is always one of my idol, and to be able to ride with him in the same race is something special,
But Vincent, your riding in the last, I reckon, 2 seasons has gone to another level. There's no doubt about that, and it's a credit to yourself. But not only that, the way you talk, the way you act. When you got the presentation last night, they were interviewing after the race. You didn't know, you're very humble, but you're just riding very, very well and you're thinking in races. So congratulations. You've gone to another level.
What's been that? Has it been the travel? Has it been going to England? And
I think everything involved. It become a lifestyle to improve as a jockey. So, whatever aspect for me to improve, I do that, and just maybe everything combined.
I'll tell you what does help: a good horse. When you when you start riding a good horse, you've got to start to ride better because you're coming under the microscope, and it actually does help your riding. And I think that's one of the factors with Vincent. He's got better since he's been riding Golden 60, and that's helped him a lot.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it has helped you?
Yeah, definitely. Even handling pressure and all that, for sure. Probably a few jockeys will understand how to ride a beaten horse before, and to handle those is not an easy task. But until these days, I start to enjoy it. It become it's not a pressure anymore. I start to enjoy more riding Golden 60 than a lot of other horses.
Well, it's a very interesting preparation he's had this time, and we've got to touch on it. Don't we?
We all want to know how he is.
How's he going?
Yeah, it's going well. The last 2 weeks, I felt very confident. I trust him a lot, of course, especially in the race. I trust him fully, and we have a great partnership. But he's doing well. I was worried that we didn't have enough time to get him up there, and because he's a horse that always try over his limit. So I don't want him to be unfit, and if he try over his limit, he will injure himself. So at least now I'm confident that he won't, and we are ready for it.
Gate 14. Yeah. What do you think you will be doing from there?
Well, I'll work it out the next couple of days.
That's a nice way to stay none of your business. Sean.
No,
well, gate 14 may not be a worry on this track.
I think it's
exactly.
because
Because
Vincent,
Vincent-
14 than
Yeah,
one, right?
I'll tell you now, Vincent knows this. On this A track, you sit 3 deep with cover.
Yeah.
It's not a worry midfield.
No.
It's no problem.
So-
And he could get a really good run midfield 3
You'd rather
deep.
be drawn there than one, right?
I would say so.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
100%.
Yes, I would. I would.
So
100%.
let's reheat the question. What are you going to do from 14?
Well, I'll work it out the next couple of days.
Well said, Vincent. You can't shake
It's
hands
not.
with
It's
everybody else.
not hard.
Exactly.
It's not hard.
Right. Well, it's an elite field. It's a wonderful field that you're
Yeah.
up against. So he's going to need to be at his absolute best
Yeah.
that we've seen time and time again.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, we want to be the best form as possible. But if he's not, his experience and his mind can help the result, his performance. Because he, of course, he's 8. He have been racing a lot. He know what's racing about. And then his mind is, I've never ever met a horse like this, come across a horse with competitive minds like him. So his mind can bring his performance up, his experience also.
The way to structure the race, it's different.
Yeah.
Often you've been taking on smaller fields. Now you've got a fuller field. But I suppose from that point of view, the wide barrier is probably a little bit of an advantage for you because it gives you the option to, get that trail into the race.
Well, it really depends how the race pan out at the end of the day.
What
Yes,
about your
last year.
opponents? How do you see your opponents?
Hang on, this is a bit cruel. This is last year.
Yeah.
This is when California Spangled. Do you want to watch this or do you want us to turn that off?
Well, I don't need to watch it, but it's always in my mind.
Right.
Never forget those.
I'll tell you one thing, Vincent. Can you do one thing if you win the race? Take the horse up the top of the straight so everyone can appreciate him.
Yeah.
The place is going to rock.
Yeah.
It will erupt, won't it?
Yeah.
And you're conscious of that. I mean,
Yeah.
he was
He
narrowly
enjoys that.
beaten there, but he's obviously won it twice before. You know how the place that he has in the heart of the Hong Kong racing people?
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves him.
Yeah.
As soon as I jump on the horse, everyone cheer us up in the parade ring, and not the other horses.
Yeah.
That's like silent witness before, and in the grandstand, everyone cheer us up. Even we got beat that time, and Golden 60 still enjoy the crowds cheering on him. So that will make him feel better, 100%. Let him enjoy the crowd. He feel like he's not beaten.
I think it'll be the biggest comeback in history, crowd-wise, going berserk if he wins.
Well, I mean, we've got to as well mention Francis. I mean, what a great job he's done with this
Yeah.
horse. He's. I mean, I ran into Francis. He's
Outstanding.
happy.
Yeah.
But he's done a brilliant job.
Yeah, to keep him healthy like this is not an easy job, especially in Hong Kong. If you have a horse like this, a lot of trainer probably got so much pressure and, maybe doing some wrong thing, wrong races and rushing them. We never rush Golden 60.
Yeah.
If he's there, he's there. If he's not, we can skip the race.
Yeah. Who's your biggest danger, do you think? You've started, the form so well?
Still a couple of Hong Kong horses, and maybe Japanese. There's one, but they'll come from behind.
Which
We'll see.
one are you scared of from Hong Kong out of these?
I'm not scared of anyone. I just need to deal with how the race pan out and react at the moment. I trust Golden 60.
You've got a
and
lot of confidence in him.
Well,
As
I mean,
He's gotta have it.
yeah.
he is still the best miler, even with his age. I don't feel, he's old.
Yeah.
When I ride him track work and all that, it's no difference. The main difference is maybe need time to recover, and that's it, or need time to build up his fitness, and that's it. In the race, I don't think there's any problem. So for me, I'm still fully confident with Golden 60 to beat the others.
Yeah.
I'm feeling confident.
I don't blame you. I'm feeling confident watching. You do have legitimate Japanese horses you need to consider. What we saw from the Moore was absolutely breathtaking. Pink cap, last.
33 seconds flat, he ran home here, Vincent. So
Incredible run.
great turn of foot.
Yeah, definitely. He's like a young golden 60.
Yes, but home ground
It is so
advantage is a
easy.
big thing. I mean, for me, the worry is just the gap between runs. Can you put our viewers or punters at ease and say, you don't need to worry about that? I mean, I know you kind of have already, but it's still a long gap between runs.
Yeah. Well, I felt this 2 weeks he has been almost 85, 90%.
Right.
And, with 90%, we never doubt his performance. His mind is going to help.
Yeah.
Even with fever before and all that, he come across all those. And for me, I don't. And he's always better run fresh. So I don't see a problem.
Shane, who wins?
I think he can. I've always been a big believer in him. I love him. And I'm actually going to come to the races Sunday, which I never do. I can't remember the last time because I want to be here if he wins.
Yeah.
That is
It's a
exceptional.
great moment.
It is so rare for Shane to go to the races. And I
Never.
spoke to him and said, you've got to come to the races. He said, Golden 60, I've got to be
if
there.
you're a racing fans, of course, we all love
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah.
And if you're racing fans, you want to see great horses like this. Like me seeing Equinox win, it's something touching me.
Yeah.
It's
Did you
not-
see him win?
well, not live, but
Yeah, on TV.
watching
On
him
TV.
and all
It's
that.
amazing.
Yeah, and I messaged Christoph straight away and all that. It's something you want to see as a racing fan. So
Yeah.
Hutch,
It'd
who
be
wins?
amazing.
Who
Oh, look,
wins?
he's the one to beat, but I want him to win.
Yeah.
I think this is his toughest test for
No doubt.
a long, long time. So, I mean, he's already in mortality, isn't he? Racing in
That's right.
mortality, but this would just be unbelievable. I'll be cheering him home, but it won't be easy.
No, I'm going to be kind and think that I want to back the Quinella with Golden 60 and Seraphos. I think that Japanese horse, though, well beaten by Namur on that occasion, now ridden a little differently, I think. And by the way, it's been working in track work. That might be the Japanese horse as opposed to the mare and Namur. But Vincent, we're all barracking for you, mate. If possible, enjoy the moment because
I will.
everyone's here to watch you and barrack for
enjoy
you.
every moment. Probably last season with Golden 60. So no matter what the result is, we enjoyed it. As long as he's healthy, we're happy.
Good luck and
Good
thanks
luck,
for coming
mate.
on the
Thank you.
show.
Good luck.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you.
So from Vincent Ho to Jamie Richards. We continue our great international guests, and it gives us great pleasure to welcome Jamie Richards to the show. Jamie, this is bloody magnificent, mate. What a week.
Yeah, great to be a part of it, and thanks for having me on the show. And last night didn't have a lot of luck at the Valley, but looking forward to Sunday anyway.
Yeah, we just keep thinking about you at the moment and thinking how well your team's going, but that word luck seems to be not your way at the moment, but it'll turn.
Hopefully it'll turn. We're getting the odd winner here and there, but just last night a couple of things didn't go away, and we missed in the Class 412 by a half head or a nose or whatever it was. So these little things add up, but hopefully those horses turn into winners in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
That's all in the past. We look forward, Jamie.
Yes.
That's where we go. Wellington, I mean, great to get him into the stable. I mean, I know Richard obviously had a lot of time for him and did such a fantastic job with him, but to pick up a horse like that, it must be a real thrill.
Yeah, huge vote of confidence from the owners at the back end of last year when they got in touch, and obviously Richard was taking a step back from his training career. So, he came back from Ascot and just got to know him a little bit. And, my assistant trainer, Jones Marr, was associated with the Gibson stable, and he knew the horse well. So, we've spent a bit of time with him, and
First up run.
thought he ran well. I thought he was a little bit rusty. Just when the pressure came on, didn't have a lot of room in the straight, but I thought he finished off okay. And hopefully with, that first up run, he can take a bit of, benefit from the outing.
Have the blinkers helped track work?
Blinkers have helped track work. He's had them on in all of his trials since he's been back. It's something that I've had in the back of my mind for a little while now that he is a 7-year-old gelding. But just hoping that there's good genuine speed, and if it can help him find a couple of lengths, then it's certainly worth having a throw at.
I suppose outside of Lucky Sweynesse, I mean, he's the heir apparent, or not the heir apparent, but he's the,
he's the
horse
defending
that's
champ
defending
too.
champ too, and he's proven at this level, Jamie. So that's got to give you some sort of confidence going into the race.
For sure. I think Lucky Sweynesse has taken a little while to get to his top throughout the season, but he seems to be getting there now. But we all saw what happened last year with him. So it's racing. Funny things happen, and we're there and happy with our horse and looking forward to the race.
And for those that normally do track work with him, etc., he's come back from that European trip well?
Yeah, he seems to be in good form. We sent him up to Chung Fo and gave him a couple of trials up there just for something different for him. He's obviously had that first up run, and then I've just kept things really simple with him for the last 3 weeks. He had a little bit of a stretch of the legs on Monday morning on the grass and worked along nicely, and another little gallop here this morning, Thursday. So, everything seems to be in order, and we'll just wrap him up for the next few days.
Gate 3, where do you imagine him in the run?
Hopefully not on the fence. Just got to try and...
Shane loves the fence.
Yeah.
I want the fence every race. Ryan Moore, he wants the fence every race.
Not on the A-track, though.
He's going to get the fence.
Yeah, but there's a lot of jockeys that don't want it, and I do not understand it, and he doesn't understand it.
Anyway, let's see what works out. But I think maybe midfield, and I think he's probably better getting to the outside if possible.
I actually agree with that. Last year, Ryan sat back, come out, because it is the A-track, and a lot of horses, not a lot of horses, but on the A-track, you can sit 3-4 wide with cover and win. It's not a problem. I'm not saying it's going to be this week, but how
Probably
many
will
years
be.
do we see
Yeah,
you
more
sit
often than
3
not.
wide?
Yeah.
And Ryan went out there to sit back, bring him to the outside, give him a clear run, and it worked, while Lucky Schwaz, as everyone saw, was getting into trouble, and he was too good. He's the second best horse in the race outside Lucky Schwaz. We all know that. So it's just him finding a length and then having the right run, a little bit of trouble with Lucky Schwaz, and all of a sudden you've got a Group 1 winner.
Yeah. It's easy. It's easy, Jamie.
If only it was that easy.
Hey, let's have a look at some of the key contenders. Hutch, Highfield Princess, who placed on a couple of occasions at Royal Ascot, is a multiple Group 1 winner. We've seen her at track. What do you think?
Well, she's travelled well. I think she looks well. I'm not a big fan of English sprinters, to be perfectly honest. Year after year they bring them out. They've got a lot of reputation, and they don't deliver. They're not good enough generally. So I mean, I think she's well in the market for, and she brings good form. Don't get me wrong, but they just are that cog below what is required, I think.
Okay, well, I'll be a devil's advocate because she met Wellington over in Europe, so they would say maybe it's harder for him to travel.
Well, I suppose that's a fair enough call, but there's 20 years of them coming here, Richo, and they've had as good a form as her, if not better. One thing I like about her, she's been very consistent, so that's a positive. But they're just, it's not easy to come here and beat the sprinters in Hong Kong. I mean, they've got the home ground advantage, and I think the Australian sprinters, bred sprinters, or New Zealand bred sprinters are generally that little bit better. Yeah. And it's proven year after year.
That's Aidan O'Brien's runner there as well. So that's 1,000 metres. 1,200 is very different. So what do you think with like a general terms of European sprinters?
Well, you have to tend to agree, don't you? You look at all the horses that go over for the King's Stand and run at Ascot, and more often than not, they usually run well. Obviously, Wellington didn't front up at Ascot last year, but he had a mishap in the gates, and it was his first time leaving Hong Kong, all of these sorts of things. But I don't think you can discount them too much. I like how the filly didn't go to America. I like how she's been set for Hong Kong. Seems to be in good form. But it is usually a race that's dominated by the locals, particularly on a sprinting front.
How do you reckon she'll be out of the snow?
Well, I'll tell you what, she'd be no wonder they're here. They would have said, please give you you're our contact to Ryan Moore. What's Ryan's thoughts with Aesop's Fable?
He's going to struggle. Yes,
this is enough.
What about the Japanese sprinters? What do we do with them?
There's the occasional one that they're okay, but once again, I mean, their bloodlines are so skewed towards staying, and getting over a journey. But they do have the odd one that comes through that's very classy, such as Lord Kanaloa. But look, I don't think the depth in Hong Kong is anything special at the moment. I think Lucky Sweynesse and Wellington, they're the two, but they're sort of. Lucky Sweynesse is a bit younger, obviously, than Wellington, but that says enough in itself. And there's a bit of a void, really, with the sprinters here, so that we need a couple to stand up. I think the Japanese have probably got a couple of lengths to find. Mad Cool looks great at track work. I think the horse has travelled over well.
Well, Jasper Crone this morning was
be a
given
pace
a
influence.
fairly sturdy little test, if you don't mind.
But that's not unusual.
That's
they
right,
do
for
that,
the
the
Japanese.
Japanese. That's how they train. and it's been successful.
Now, just ignore the fact that Jamie's here. Give us your selections. Who's going to win?
Lucky
Hong Kong
Sweynesse will be winning and will be very hard to beat.
Lucky Sweynesse wins. He wins.
I think Wellington's going to knock him off. I think if that head-on that we saw first up.
You've been with him, haven't you? You've been very.
Well, you know what I have been? I've been saying that Lucky Sweynesse is not going as well. Now I'm hearing that he might have turned it around.
You were right, actually. He has been a couple of lengths off his best.
So if he's a couple of lengths off and Jamie's got Wellington right, which he showed first up that he's ready, he can knock him off at the price.
But even though he's been 2 lengths off, he's still beaten them and he comes in at the weights better too.
What would it mean to you, though, in your stable to be able to win on such a massive occasion?
Well, it'd be a great kick along, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very hard to win, and great week to be a part of. A lot of international guests, you esteemed characters. So looking forward to HKIR, and I'm thrilled to have a runner in the big race because they're very hard to find, these good horses.
Yeah, you're about a year and a half in now, Jamie. How are you finding it?
It's been character building. I think Hutchi would be a good way to put it. Yeah. We had a really good first season, I thought, and then just haven't had things go exactly as I wanted them to for the first part of this season. But the horses are running well. They're running well and dropping points, and they'll get to their mark, and hopefully they're winners and waiting.
Yeah, and the Hong Kong Father of the Year title looks like it's about to be locked up because you're about to be a dad. Are you ready?
30th of December, the little fella's coming out. So that'll be a bit of a change. Father of the Year, not sure. But anyway, hopefully we've got Mother of the Year there.
As a young man growing up in New Zealand, what are your memories of Raymond Shane Dye? This is an opportunity to embarrass him.
He was gone.
I was gone.
He was gone. That's how young you are, mate.
Yeah. Yeah,
I only rode in New Zealand for 2 years.
They've got televisions in New Zealand.
No, they don't.
Only black and
no,
white.
they don't,
Only black
mate.
and white.
They don't. I've just been there.
Black and white, but we won't go into that.
Jamie's got the ability to watch what you were doing over in Australia.
I wasn't that impressive, mate.
All of the flying mullet.
Yes. Well, we've actually bought a magnificent trophy. It's called the Idol, and that's got the flying mullet on it as well, mate. So thanks so much for your time. I know you're very, very busy. Enjoy the week, and if it helps, we're barracking for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, Jamie.
Yes, Jamie Richards, our special guest there, the trainer of Wellington. Let's add a little extra class to the show, or not. Our very special guest is the champion trainer here in Hong Kong, and he's very much a friend of the show. Caspar Fownes joins us. Caspar, welcome, mate.
Thank you very much, mate. Pleasure to be on the show.
Hey, it's something so special this week for you as a trainer. Clients are in town, but also all the internationals. Everyone wants a piece of you. How do you enjoy it all?
Yeah, it's a great week for us. You know, this is what we strive for, to try and get our horses into these races. I'm lucky enough to get 2 in the races, so a lot of friends visiting, and it's a busy week for us, but it's really good.
How do you put up with Shane for the week? With difficulty?
I haven't seen him. I've been busy and he's been busy.
Right.
We've been busy.
I need a piece of Shane. I love my Shane. Shane's my man.
Yeah.
He's my bro.
Now, how many wins? Has this been a successful carnival for you in the past when you look back at your international runners?
We've won a couple. You know, we've had quite a few, numerous placings. You're racing against
tough,
the best.
isn't it?
It's really tough, mate, you know. But look, all I can do is present my horses in top nick, which I feel they're both in great form. Straight Aaron seems to be the one that's improving really nicely leading into this race. You're taking on the best, you know. There's a couple at the top end of the scales there. They're the best horses around. But, you know, I think he'll step up and show us. He'll hit the frame, I feel.
Yeah.
I remember one year we backed one.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we get
9.
it?
Yeah.
$25 he was.
2011.
I backed him everywhere.
Right,
Cast it.
lucky.
And he missed the start. His
Yeah.
race was over and he ran home and he should have won.
Yeah.
And what happened? He came out the following year and won it, didn't he?
Yeah.
12 months later.
He was probably your favourite horse. Was he your favourite horse?
Definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, he was a real dude. You know, did really well. for
Tried
us.
hard.
He did. He had a big heart. Just unfortunately, he missed the start a couple of times.
Right.
And when you looked at the sectionals, what he'd run home in was just crazy, you know.
So we're going to look at the Vase first. But before we do that, just reflect on last night. The vibe around for the IJC seemed to be a great night.
So nice coming off a few years of COVID and
Yeah.
just to see a lot of people out there. And, you know, it was buzzing. It was Hong Kong at its finest. A lot of good jockeys on show. The racing was good. A little bit of a couple of slowly run races, which wasn't ideal, I felt. But
you get that every year with the internationals.
Yeah.
You always do at Happy Valley, don't you?
Yeah.
And it must be special with Vincent winning it as well. I mean, you've been, he's indentured under you, and such a close relationship.
It's a great relationship. I'm so proud of what he's achieved, and he continues to achieve. He's there now. He's a top jockey. He really is. I think if he's given opportunity in any part of the world, he'll certainly make his. He can pick his game up, and he's the man. I'm proud of him.
Let's look at the Hong Kong Vase. The old boy, how's he going? Sin October for starters.
He's very well. He's run a couple of nice races leading into this race. He's closed off good. The key with him is he's scoped clean the last 3 times. He was just a nightmare for us last season with mucus. There was something that was triggering it. We couldn't really find out what it was. But, we've worked hard on him, and he's just been really in top form leading into this. So he's probably a chance to pick up some minor prize money for the clients.
Yeah, you look at I just ignore any bit of form around him south of 2,400 metres because once he gets to this trip, this is what he needs, or maybe even further, Shane.
Oh, I keep saying that last year, 2 miles, didn't
you kept saying the first Tuesday in November there's a race over for 2 miles.
On that note, do you think the club will do anything going forward? I mean, are they going to try and have more races over a journey to suit horses like that?
Look, they say they're going to do that, and they want us to try and buy these staying types, but they really need to do it. We need to see the program and say, look, we're going to put these races on, and then we'll go out and find the clients to buy these nice types of staying horses where there's enough on the program for them, because we've only got the 2 Group 1s. At the 2,400 for the whole calendar year, and the races are very spread apart. So to keep a horse up, basically leading into December, and the next time's towards the end of May. It's a long time between runs for the staying horses.
And what about a good race at the Valley, like a Group 1? I was thinking about that yesterday. Back in the day, your dad, of course, he beat Mr. Vitality, I think, with Winning Partners one year, and the Happy Valley Trophy, I think it was. And we used to take the best sprinters there, but they don't do it anymore. But it would, imagine Lucky Swainess going there. I agree. It'd be good, wouldn't it? Just something different.
Well, it's
Lucky
the Valley.
Swainess used to go there.
Early
on.
I know, but if
career.
you drew gate 10 and, you took, Victor the Winner drew gate 1 or something, it'll be. I just think
Romantic Warrior used to go there as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you get to a certain rating, for some reason they don't have the races, but it's such a great track. Viewing, you guys would love
The
watching it. The atmosphere is unreal.
There's nothing like it.
And if you put Group 1 races on there, people will go. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
The money's going to be there, and I think it's something they should look at as well as dirt racing
as well as the dirt. Right?
We go up to a maximum of 110, if that, and sometimes I remember I had a dirt horse that won 7 out of 7 here, and you just ran out of points. We had to put him away. But if the opportunity is there, sometimes you might throw up a potential star on the dirt as well.
Let's look at the Vase. Who's the hardest to beat? Now Shayra comes out. That helps a little bit, and your old sparring partner, Russian Emperor, not there.
Yes.
What do you think? Who's the hardest to beat?
I think the one down the bottom, the 3-year-old of Moreira's, I think he's the one.
Liebenstill.
Yeah.
Liebenstill. He's lightly raced, but he's been very impressive. We interviewed Damien Lane last week, and he said if he could ride one, it might be this guy. He said because he's a bit untapped. You don't know what he's capable of, and obviously Joe likes him.
Isn't it a 2-horse race? Or am I wrong? This and Warm Heart? Or is there more?
Warm Heart's going to be the obvious one, the 3-year-old
Is there
filly.
more in it or not?
Well, due respect to Sin October, they're the 2 that are going to be the top of the market. No doubting that. She's a good filly. What's Ryan Moore saying about it?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Oh, look at
Well, we did. We sent you there. We sent you there to ask him exactly that.
Yes.
The 2,400 metre race, your team, as you call them, always brings something very competitive. Is she competitive this year?
Yeah, I believe so. She's been a very progressive filly. She won a couple of races, and then she won at Royal Ascot. And then unfortunately I didn't ride her in the Yorkshire Oaks. I rode her other filly, and she won well there. And then she backed up and won the Vermeer. Both those races were at 1.5 miles. And we took her to Santa Anita to the Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf, which is 10 furlongs down the hill. She ran second to Inspiral, who I think is a really top class filly. And 1.25 miles at Santa Anita, it's quite sharp. She was able to get into a good spot and she picked up well. In Spiral, just finished off that bit quicker than us. I think going back up to 1.5 miles will suit her. She gets a lot of weight. I don't know if she'll be able to get all that weight, but I think she's a very good chance. I think 3-year-old fillies have a good record in the race. But there's probably there's some good Japanese horses in there.
Which one sticks in your mind out of the Japanese? I don't know them.
The 3-year-old Levin Still, and the horse that won the Group 2 at Tokyo a couple of weeks ago, Zafiro. He looks progressive. So there's 3 good Japanese horses in there. I think it's maybe not the highest rating race, but they're good horses. There's not much between them.
Ryan is the best judge I know I've ever known with a horse.
Really?
Ever in my life, out of any jockey I talk to or whatever. He's the best. He knows horses backwards. He doesn't know just them. He knows other horses. That's why he's so successful and so good, because he just does his homework.
Yeah.
He does his homework.
Very professional.
Very.
And so does Hutchi. You know West Wind Blows. What do you do with him? Or do you get paralysed by that last run that we saw at Flemington? Because what we've seen in the Caulfield Cup and the Turnbull was
great. It was a very
great.
high-rated Caulfield Cup, and he's only gone down a little bit, narrow margin to the Melbourne Cup. Well, this form is going to be strong. It just depends where's he at. They've had 3 runs in Melbourne. It's sort of it's a stopover on the way home. So is it a bit of an afterthought? I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's going to be about the right price. I mean, you have to have the others shorter in the market, but we've seen Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup form stack up often.
And 3 starts ago, he defeated a Romantic Warrior.
Yeah.
And you've got to remember that. So, he's going to, just whether or not he's come to the end of his tether, because it's been a long campaign, but then watching him this morning, ears pricked, he looks like he's here for a good time. So he's feeling good.
Yeah, no, I think he'll run well. I could see him
Change a
bouncing back.
jockey?
You weren't a fan of the last ride, were you? Not many were.
Jamie Spencer. Jamie Spencer being replaced by James McDonald. And J-Mac's in really good form.
Rode a winner last night.
Thank you for that, Captain Obvious. You mentioned Damian Lane, Zafiro. I think you put the G1 Goldmine lens over Zafiro to see what sort of a trip is suitable by Deep Impact.
Yes, fresh. They got to. The interesting thing with Deep Impact is that often a lot of the progeny you've got to spread their runs out. You don't want to have too taxing in preparation. So he's had nice preparation leading to this race.
Okay, who wins the Vase? I'll let you get your breath. Who wins the Vase? RS Dye?
Who knows? 2 horses are in it, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you think that Ryan's going to win.
I don't do the form well enough on the overseas horses. All right, I'll say Ryan. Warm Heart from the Japanese horse, whatever it's called.
Because he's going Warm Heart.
Okay, and I'm with you with Lebanon Steel. So part of Caspar's claims to be on this show, he said, I demand to be here when Shane does his Genius or Slaughter.
The end across, answering the urgings of Shane Dye. Mannerism coming at him. Mannerism has got it. Daring tactics by Shane Dye. He's got Octagonal in full flight on the corner. Bold tactics by Shane Dye are going to pay off, and he pinches the Chipping Norton.
The Hall of Fame jockey in Raymond Shane Dye casts his eye over all the rides, and it's called Genius or Slaughter, and they're battling for racing's highest honour. Highest individual honour. This is right up there with the Academy Award. It's called the Idol. Shane, who caught your eye from a Genius point of view?
I'm going to put one up last night and Ryan Moore, because he's on an even money favourite and he rode it closer than he should have because the way the track was. He just jumps out, he goes forward a bit. This horse has been getting back, but he knew the track was off and it was the leader's track. So he just pushes him a little to be forward. But what does he do on an even money chance? He wants the fence. Ryan wants the fence every race and he will not leave it. And he gets down here on the fence midfield, and he at no stage does he get off the fence until you're meant to.
The pinky purple colours
with the white cap. Now this is even money, right? And look, the winner. And we get up here, and now he starts to ride a race, and he starts to say to himself, right, I'm going to have to come off the fence at some stage to get a run because it's the A track. But he waits till the top of the straight, and you'll see him angle out The horse has got all the energy in the world. He's about to come out up here. You'll see him just push the other one a little bit, and a run will open up at the top of the straight, which it always does if you come out, and boom, he comes out, he's into the clear, and then he's always going to quicken because he was ridden close enough too. It was just a perfect ride. You know, he did nothing wrong on the horse, and it just stood out on a night where it was a leader's track. What do you
Trained
reckon?
in the minute. I think you've got a man crush on Ryan. That's what I think.
No, I love watching him ride.
It was a good ride.
Okay, so that's one genius ride. What else have you got your eye on? Another genius ride, and I hear one that someone got wrong.
Well, Zach got this wrong, and he knows he got it wrong.
Which one is Zach? Identify
Zach's
him.
back in on, what is it, Flying
Flying Ace.
Flying Ace.
He's Flying Ace.
This should have won for sure.
He's
He would know
horse
this.
back
He
in
gave
yellow.
it a beautiful ride here. It always gets back. The dirt was always going to suit him. And he comes out at the top of the straight, but he should have got going on it, and he didn't get going on it. And the leader got away. The leader trialled very well. Watch Zach here. He's sitting. He should have been off after the leader, and it wins for sure. And that's just a mistake, and he would have realised that after the race.
I think what was interesting on this day, though, the first 4 races were well outside of standard, and it was a run on track. And then the last 2, all of a sudden, it changed, and 2 leaders won, and they ran inside of standard. So he would have been thinking that the horse that was up on the speed was probably going to puncture because they hadn't been really fighting on that well. And the last 2 races, it really turned around.
Yeah, maybe, but it should have won.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It was only about 50 metres extra that he sat quiet. You're saying he should have got going a lot earlier in the straight.
Oh, of course, no risk, and it wins.
Yeah, and he'd probably
You
agree
can't
with
tell me it shouldn't have won.
that. No, he would probably agree with that.
Of course he would. He's got to agree with it.
Absolutely. So therefore, we put all the calculations in. Your time to give some votes for the Idol. We've got Angus Strong has received 2 votes.
Oh, that was a really good ride.
Yeah, all of mine.
All of mine. He was on the fence the whole way, didn't come off the fence, and at the turn just come out. He's riding really well, that kid. He makes a few mistakes with form following horses, but he gets most things right. And if he can just adapt to form and races and know where horses are, he's going to the next level.
So DeMello, 2 points for Strive for Glory.
That's a really good ride. Back on the fence on the dirt, never panicked, never got it off balance, saved ground, stayed on the fence and come through them and won. It was a good ride.
Vincent Ho for winning the IJC and riding beautifully.
He won the jockey series, so give him a couple of points for that.
Alexi Bedell.
Yeah, well, he got that race
One vote.
right. He won that race, and he
Big
let it
High
run.
Galaxy
He
and Summit
committed out of
Cheers.
the gates. It trialled very well, that horse. Its first up run was no good, Ping High Galaxy, but then he turned the corner somehow at his trial, and he could always win on his trial. And Summer Cheers, he rode a double and rode them both well.
Lyle Hewitson won for Yellowfin.
Pulled them up. Wasn't that a great ride?
Yeah,
Nothing
very good.
wanted to go forward down the back, and they walked, and he just slowed them right up. And it was just, now that horse I thought was going to be suspect at 16, 15 metres. I never had him winning because I thought he's not going to run the distance. When he got halfway down the back, I said, this is a 1,200 metre race now. He's got to win. He can't get beat. And did you see him when he let him cut loose at the top of the straight? He just put 5 lengths on them because they'd gone so slow. So it was a very good ride.
And 1 point also to Karis Teaton for Starship 80.
Okay, so I criticised Karis here about 3 weeks ago on the ride. He did everything wrong. He did what I said he should have done, so he gets a point. And what happened?
Yeah.
The horse won, and he gave it a good ride. He sat back.
It's a good ride.
It was. And we
Sat
bumped
back.
into Karis yesterday at track work, and he did own the fact that you took 2 points off him, and his wife agreed that you'd got it right, which was quite funny. So thank you, Xavier, for watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Said, hey, you got it wrong, but you pump him up when he gets it right.
Yeah,
so,
Karis he can ride a good race, and he has lately. He's riding a lot of winners lately, but then he puts in one, you go, why are you doing that? And that was like one, but that might have been the trainer. And I said that at the time because he missed the start, and his normal pattern is to go back, but he dug him like anything, and it's 2,000 metres, which is further, and all of a sudden he's outside the leader and his race is over. Now, the trainer might have told him, you've got to be forward, and so he's panicked when he's missed the start, whereas he should have just dropped back, and he did yesterday, and the horse won.
And the good news is that racing's highest individual honour, the Magnificent Trophy, is en route right now. Is
Yes,
it en route?
is. It is.
It's en route to Hong Kong. We will allow people to take selfies with the Idol. We'll make it,
Please.
book it by appointment. Contact us on social
I
media.
think it'll be broken when it gets here by
will
some
not
jockeys.
be broken. Here is the leaderboard at the moment. Zach Purton with 13, Huey Bowman on 11, Brendan Avdulla on 9, and Vincent Ho goes and joins him on 9 at the moment. So that is the update in regards to the Ival. We pause for the Hong Kong. And the big feature is the Hong Kong Cup, and this is going to be an absolute beauty, Hutch.
Yeah, it's such a good race. I mean, it's quite deep, isn't it, with chances? And what's your take on the race, Cass?
Yeah, probably the top 2 in the ratings, really. They look to be the ones that have got the form on the board at the best level, you know. There's a few in there, obviously, that are well represented that are going to be competitive, but I would say Ryan's horse and our local horse.
Yeah.
Warrior.
So it's Luxembourg,
Pregasus.
Yeah.
Is it, what's it called?
Prognosis.
Yeah. It's got to run well.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think Prognosis is the one to beat, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, just talking to Damien Lane, and he mentioned that they've sort of targeted this race. Got that Equinox form, which reads so well.
Oh, yeah.
And Prognosis, of course, was terrific against Romantic Warrior. I mean, this was a race that really suited Romantic Warrior with the way the race was run. And Prognosis, I know Zach feels he could have won this day, and his closing sectionals were excellent. Came out of this race, Shane, he won the Sapporo. Then he's got the Equinox form, which reads so well. And I don't think he'll be giving such a start away. And they've targeted this race as well, which is a big, big factor.
Got to be a big chance, and it's not easy for Romantic Warriors. He trialled well the other day. It was a nice trial. Nothing wrong with his trial over a mile. He's coming back from a Cox Plate win. He's still got to improve on that Cox Plate win to beat these horses, I think.
So you kind of lose your home ground advantage, don't you, Cass? I mean, he's been in Australia, he's been on a spring prep, now he's back here. So he's almost like one of the internationals, really.
Yeah, look, it's not ideal for him. I mean, I honestly thought when he won in Australia, he wasn't at his best. He was way off the horse. I think he is.
Right.
What he did to them here last year was when he was at his peak. Obviously, it's hard to get him to do that again, but he's a horse with a lot of quality. It's going to be tough for them to bring him back, be in quarantine. You know, I'm sure his coat's going to be off. There's going to be a few things that are against him, you know. You can't really get that fitness level into you because you're just coming off a flight and everything's a little bit guarded from a training point of view. But at the end of the day, the horse has a massive engine and a willing.
He's a star, isn't he?
Big will to win. Yeah.
He's not a star. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's so important that he runs well, though, Caspar, because, I mean, you've travelled horses. You know, you think about trying to take horses to Australia or any part of the world and then come back to Hong Kong. You want them to be successful because then the owners will be willing to do it again. Yeah,
that's 100%, you know. And God willing, he will run a big race, which I'm sure he will do because he's all heart. But like Shane said, this is a very strong race, you know. There's a lot of depth here. So you need to be bringing your A game.
Yeah, well, earlier this morning, I caught up with James McDonald for his thoughts on Romantic Warrior.
He's really good. He's ticking along beautifully. He's probably had 3 or 4 bits of work, probably 4 actually. I've sat on him 4 times. And each time he's got better and better. And we've seen that in Melbourne as well. From his first gallop that we had at Flemington before the Turnbull, he's quite stuffy. Well, he trialled here quite stuffy as well, but his work since there has picked up immensely. And he's a horse that can just toss of the coin and improve so much, you know. So it's been good to be able to sit on him and all his track work. And, he's gradually progressed and this year looks so strong, the Cup. So he's going to have to be every bit as good as last year, if not better. So we'll see how we go.
When you say strong, you think about the Europeans, but also this swarm of Japanese horses.
That Prognosis looks outstanding. And even though we beat him quite convincingly last time, he didn't have the best of luck in the race. And I think he's probably improved a tad by looking at his form as well. So, look, Romantic, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He gives his best every time. So we know he's going to be there when the whips are cracking. And, looking forward to obviously trying to defend his title.
It's important that he runs well, though, because from the owner's point of view and from Hong Kong and international racing, to show you can come to Australia and then go back here and still be successful.
Yeah, and we see it with the Western Blows. He's trying to do it as well. So probably 2 pretty important horses for Australia. Obviously, they're Carnival because it's a long journey back over here, and with the quarantine processes, it was well documented that he had to jump through a few hoops. So hopefully he runs well. I'm sure he will. He's just a champion racehorse, and it was pretty good to get away with a Cox Plate win, that's for sure.
So Caspar, can Straight Aaron mix it with these top 3 that we've been discussing?
Look, I can't have the horse any better. he's improved from his win on the 19th. He was very strong through the line here. I can't have him any better going into the big Group 1. So now it's a case of, are we up to them or not? You know, I think he'll be within sort of 3 lengths of the winner, in my humble opinion. And if we can get closer than that, then it's going to be a chance for us to go on with him in the next 12 months.
Yeah. How do you see him measuring up, Shane?
He's got to improve to beat these horses from overseas and to beat Romantic Warrior, of course. So I can see him running 4th or 5th, somewhere just in behind, you know. What about the other Japanese horses? How strong are they? I don't know.
I think they're all strong. I mean, they're here to win, aren't they? I mean, they bring the right horses and they've got such a formidable record. I mean,
Here's one
Ocean
here.
Park is obviously
Damien Lane
will ride it on the day, and he's pretty confident that it can mix it with the best.
He thinks it's really progressive, doesn't he? I mean, he gave such a strong push to Prognosis and said, you know, arguably he had my choice, Prognosis to be the one.
But there's not much in it.
There's not much in it.
Yeah.
I mean, and Luxembourg's got serious Group 1 European form. I mean, you know, runs second to Auguste Rodin. I mean, it's elite form, and we've seen him as a Group 1 winner in the past. And
I was surprised he wasn't a bit in overseas markets a bit more respected. Actually, Luxembourg. I mean, has he been disrespected too much?
Yeah, it's King of Steel, who went and, you know, had won Group 1s ever since that at Ascot. And also, I think it was you, Shane, or my Cass saying Big Positive didn't go to America, because we saw last year, didn't we? A lot of their horses went to Breeders' Cup and then came here and didn't maybe perform at their best.
It's not easy. This is the best race, though, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
2000?
Yeah.
The race I want to see is the mile.
Right.
Because of Golden 60.
Yeah.
That's the race I want to see. You know? But as for class of horse, you got to probably say this
I think
is
so.
a better class. So you're correct, Clint.
Yeah.
So you're thinking Prognosis?
Yeah, I'm with Prognosis.
I'd be Prognosis.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hard for Romantic Warrior. I really do.
I mean, and
But
yet it's the same as Golden 60. I want the hometown.
It's not
boys
going to be a
win.
surprise if he wins.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he can't win. Of course he can. We've seen what he's done. His form suggests that every time he goes out, he gives his best and he never goes bad.
Yeah.
And he's a superstar. So he's going to be there. But can he just improve that slight bit? And has he gone backwards since the Cox Plate? That we'll know on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, Luxembourg's going to be really hard to beat, but I think Straight Aaron will win by 5. That's what we do. We roll.
That's how we roll here.
Any other
He is
runners?
saying Lucky Swears can't win too. He's been saying it for weeks. It's going
I've
no
seen
good.
him on the back straight. He's back, that horse.
He'll be winning.
He's
He'll be
back.
winning.
Oh,
Yeah,
is he?
He's back. He's totally different.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
advice
I
that
was
it would
just
have
happened
been.
to be there the other morning, and I seen him jump out, and I said, right, he looked really good too.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm sure he's back. He looked beautiful.
On the undercard, have you got anything else yourself?
Well, look, I got a couple of Elliptical having his first run for
Right,
me,
yeah.
you know, which is an interesting horse. He's starting off at 1400. I think he's quite good. Like,
What
once
was
we
he
get him in the
called in
right-
Australia?
Same,
Same
Elliptical.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he ran in the Derby and those
That's
races,
right. He
didn't
was Mark Hunter in the ownership there with a whole lot of AFL boys, and the Friedman team trained him, and then he comes over here,
Yeah.
settled in really well and loving life.
Yeah, look, we as soon as we bought him, we gelded him straight away, and you know, he's taken a chill pill. So he's here for the 4-year-old series. So obviously, like anything, we hope they can step up and get the job done for us. The other horse that ran well for us first up was the Perth Derby winner. He ran third in the 1400 and steps up straight to an 1800 with Joe on him. So we'd be expecting him to perform well at that distance.
Okay, and a few dinners and a few lunches between now and then for you.
Yes. I need to look after my shape. It's important.
Isn't he taking you out tomorrow night?
Winter
Richard?
is coming.
Well, I'm only going if you're going.
I'll be going.
Yeah, perfect. But, Cass, thanks so much for joining us on the show, mate.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, all the best. Hope you have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Good luck.
So from Caspar Fownes, we move to Nicole Purton. Wonderful to have the fourth member of our team join us again in Nicole Purton. Normally we're looking down the line. Nick, welcome to the show. Great to see you in person.
Well, I should be welcoming you guys. Welcome to Hong Kong.
Well, you're welcome to us last night. We had a lot of fun chatting about everything great about Happy Valley. What a vibe it was there last night.
It was great, wasn't it? I feel like everybody was having so much fun. Like there were so many people there when we went through the beer garden. It was just mayhem. But what I thought was fantastic about the night is that the IJC came down to the last leg.
Yeah.
So I feel like it kept the excitement in it. And then like I got excited because Zach was in it to win it. But no, it was a really great night. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, as good as it is here, and their racing will be so elite on Sunday, there's nothing quite like the atmosphere at Happy Valley.
No, it's got a unique vibe, doesn't it? Yeah.
Definitely.
And the
special.
fun element
It is.
of it as
It
well.
is.
And that jockey challenge is absolutely superb. Woe is me, Zach Purton tells us, I got no hope. But
He says that every year. He won it
No,
last year.
yeah.
Remember last year we interviewed him and he said, I got no hope, I can't win.
No hope.
The rides aren't fair or something. And he
They're
wins
against
it.
me.
And he wins it. And this year he nearly won it
Yeah.
again. He was so close.
He was quite disappointed with his rides because I think he thought he would get at least maybe one better chance. But when we were walking in, my high heel broke, as Richo, you had to go through the ups and downs of that. And I thought, oh no, this is such a bad sign. But maybe it was lucky in the end because
He rode really well. He
did. I feel like he gave.
Healthy?
Yeah, no,
Was
that
that
wasn't in the Lake Tatnam.
He gave that a super
Tatnam
ride.
didn't it didn't do anything, but I feel like he gave it every chance. And then what was the one? Supersonic? I
Yes.
think that was
Yes.
the winner.
Yeah.
One back, one out, perfect.
And
Right.
that was one in particular. I don't know if he had high aspirations for, but we're
He
But it
tried
delivers
in the
every
end.
year, doesn't it? I mean, it is exciting.
It's
And-
always close now,
yeah.
Clint.
Yeah, it is.
The way they
It is.
structure it and the way they do it, it's just perfect. It's the last 3 years, there's been nothing in it going to the last leg. Remember in the old days, there'd be a jockey who couldn't
it was
get
all
beat.
over
It was
usually,
all over
yeah.
after 2 legs. But now, anyone of 5 or 6 can
Yeah.
always win it.
It's
And
very
the
open.
smile on Rachel King's face as well was
wasn't it
like when
great?
she won the first leg,
Yeah.
she was beaming. It's terrific.
I spoke to her actually after we all went up for a drink at Adrenaline, one of the clubs that the Jockey Club have there. And she just said the whole experience was fantastic. She's really looking forward to coming back. So I'm sure the club would be very happy to know that. And hopefully she comes back again soon.
I always thought Jamie Carr would have been a star here.
Yeah.
You know, it needs a girl here who's very successful, very good. It would add something different to
It
Hong
might be
Kong.
Rachel King.
And it'd be interesting.
Well, she's
Maybe.
going for a short-term stint in Japan.
Wow,
She goes
that's
in
good.
January just for 2 months, and then she's back to Australia. But I could imagine she'd be attractive for everyone involved
Rides
in the Jockey
light.
Club.
Rides
Really light and a wonderful personality. So that's worth considering. You've had your ear to the ground at trackwork. What are you hearing? What are you hearing?
It was really nice to step out to track work this week. I feel like it was really relaxed and we saw some beautiful horses. There's a lot of Japanese horses here, which I've actually chosen 2 that I thought were working really nicely. The first was Seraphos in the mile. He's just such a nice, athletic, well-moving horse. So I'm excited to see how he goes. And the second was Prognosis in the Cup. So we've seen him before, obviously, but he's just so professional. He's just a stunning animal. So, but a lot of the Japanese horses, well, actually a lot of the horses that are here, most of them are really lovely animals. So I think we're very lucky to have them all on show this week.
That's no surprise, isn't it? But Shane, you would have seen year after year the way the different jurisdictions train their horses. When you come to track work and you see the Japanese really having solid gallops, and then Aidan O'Brien with all in slow in individual file and like as a big team. It's quite fascinating to watch.
I love the ballet of Aidan O'Brien's horses. It's so beautiful to watch. I got a chance to see 2 times this week. It's just, they're just in this beautiful rhythm and they cross the track and it's really nice to have them here.
And all systems work.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about racing. What someone does with A, someone else does different with B, but same result. It's unique.
The Japanese win best dressed.
Oh, always.
They are best
Is
dressed.
it Neymar?
Whether the horses or everyone around them, every aspect.
And the most politest.
Correct.
Right.
They are so polite.
There's certainly a real buzz around for everyone, for like you, Nicole, that's welcoming them all into your country. And you're right, the Japanese, and they're here. So many media as well. There must be a couple of hundred media here
It
covering
was crazy how many people. But it's great. It's so nice to have everyone back, and it feels normal again, and it's just really exciting going forward. Last night was a huge success, and I think Sunday will be as well.
Richo, you went around in the days that he's still riding Yatake Take.
Yeah.
Lovely guy. I started when he started back in the 80s and we kind of went through together. So he used to come for the international in the
Yep.
early 2000s. Used to probably have about 400 people with him.
Yeah.
It was
Rockstar.
crazy.
Entourage?
From Japan, following him all around the world, and they'd all have these flags waving.
Yeah.
And I never forget, I'd be in a mile race there in the series, and all you see is Japanese waving Take's head. It was incredible. They followed him everywhere. He had a fan base, and it was just amazing.
A little snapshot as to what's going to happen for you and I when we walk in here on Sunday with Shane. That's what's going to be happening. They're going to be coming from everywhere. Best bet, or are they the two that you've got there as a highlight, or have you been
I've come with
thinking
something special, boys?
Talk to me.
Yeah.
So I have race 3, number 9, Global Harmony with Karis Teaton on board, and then race 9, number 4, The Air for Vincent Ho.
Okay, so the best Shane. Did she just steal your best?
She stole my best.
Oh, did I?
I can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. And she come in late.
That's good news, Nick. That's perfect.
Okay. Well, when they win, let's see whose side everybody takes.
Global Harmony got home last start on a big bias track. It was leaders come from back. You liked them, Clint.
I did.
You've been highlighting him for a while.
Yes.
He gets his chance this week. I thought he would go well, and I'll get in now because I know Clint's going to tip him, but I'll go with you with Lucky Swears. I think he'll win too.
Yeah, well, he's my best, so you'll be happy to hear that, Nicole.
Yes,
Lucky
okay.
Swears
Music to
is
my
the
ears.
We all
best
love him.
bet
Okay,
on
I
the
love
card.
him too. Don't worry, he's my favourite.
Do you get a handbag if he wins?
Next question.
And I also like Prognosis in the cup. I think he's got a great chance as well. So
I think
I'm glad that Nicole liked his work. So
I think that'd be 30 international Group 1s for Zach if he's able to
It's
get
amazing.
that. And he's only 3 behind Ray Johnson, who's the all-time Australian record holder in regards to Northern Hemisphere Group 1. So he's getting awfully close, your very talented husband.
Well, I'll be there cheering him on, so bring on Sunday.
And that might be an eligible moment next year for the Whirlpool moment of the year. So hasn't the Whirlpool been absolutely brilliant? 25 meetings across the year, and we're looking for the moment of the year.
On the world's turf, he is Equinox. He scores for Japan by 4 lengths on the wire.
Well done to everyone who followed him and voted for him. Toshi Onikuba of Nekiba, welcome, sir. We always value for insight. What has Equinox meant to Japanese racing in 2023, sir?
Thanks, Graham. He means definitely a lot for Japanese fans. He's the best racehorse in Japan and, of course, in the world this time around. He was the highest rated horse, when he won the Dubai, and he renewed his rating in the Japan Cup just a few weeks ago. He definitely means a lot. Equinox is, it's a big thing to say, to be honest, but he's, surely the best horse we've ever witnessed for the last 10 years.
What's the one thing that makes him different? What's the one thing that sets him apart from so many other good horses in Japan?
It's a good question, Graham. Trainer Kimura mentioned his balance is perfect. Not only just running style, but his muscular balance and his stride, and when the rider on him, everything is perfect. And what Kimura did is just maintain that. That's what he said. I think that makes him special.
In the meantime, thank you for your insight. We'd like you to present a little memento to add to, I'm sure, a huge collection for connections of Equinox. The groom is Tomohiro Kusunoki. So please pass that on to him with our best regards and all the best to all the Japanese raiders this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Graham. And I have to say that, it's high pressure job, Kusunoki-san. And Abe-san is a rider, and trainer Kimura-san, everyone involved him. Of course, Christopher Mel. It means a lot for them, I think.
He is Equinox.
So we're set for Sunday, Nick, and I think everyone wants to know, what are you wearing?
Oh, goodness. I love that people are interested at all. I'm just wearing a white dress, but we all know it's not just a white dress.
What is it? What kind?
It's
what
a very. You're gonna have to wait and see.
He's right into the show.
Fashion police over here.
Versace, Fendi?
No. You'll have to see. It's a secret. Oh God, look at the interest here. I love it.
Leave her alone if you don't mind. Hey, thanks for letting us through passport control into Hong Kong too. We appreciate it, Nicole.
No worries.
Hutch, we're ready for a super Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. It always is. And I'm really looking forward. I know you Golden 60
Oh,
is probably your highlight, Shane.
Golden
of the day.
60 is going to be my highlight. I want to see Lucky Schwerz bounce back and
Yeah.
just destroy them, and I think he will. I know how good he is, but if that Golden 60 wins, they're going to go crazy.
It'll be a huge effort, and the crowd will love it.
Yeah. Bring it on. And thanks, everyone, for watching our show, whether you're doing it on Google, you're doing it on 7+, wherever you are watching it. I hope you enjoy it. But we're going to have a little break, and then we'll be back on the 19th of January.
Yes.
So whatever you three do, don't get up to any mischief, okay, between now
Try not to.
and then. I'm not looking at you, Shane. Thanks, everyone, for watching the Triple Trio. We look forward to your company next year.